guys, welcome back to my channel. I know it has been a while since I've come on here and filmed a video, especially a sit down video. Let me tell you guys that 2 kids it's a lot. So finding time to actually sit down and film a video has been hard. I can't really plan for it. I kind of just have to wait for the time to just become available. Like today, both kids are asleep right now, so I have a few minutes, but yeah, it's been hard. I've been doing a lot of stuff on Instagram, working with a lot of brands and trying to keep up with that, which is why I haven't been posting as much here. I did get my birth vlog out pretty quick, along with bringing her home and having her meet Harper. But yeah, since then, it's just been so hard for me to film. Today, I thought I would share my birth story with you guys. I did upload my birth vlog like I mentioned. I did get a lot of really good clips and a lot of good stuff, but I just wanted to share the full story from start to finish because there are some things that I wasn't able to film or say in my vlog because it just happened so quickly. So I feel like some stuff got left out. Also, ignore my bug bite. I have gotten eaten alive recently. We've been doing a lot of stroller walks around the neighborhood in the evenings, and I have 6 mosquito bites on my body right now. Like I mentioned, my birth vlog is up. I will have it linked below for you guys if you want to actually see the vlog, but it might be nice to watch this first so you kind of get the background and the context of everything before watching it. So let's just go ahead and jump into it because I need to get this done before one of the babies wakes up. But to start things off, I officially went into labor at around 12 a.m. on September 21st. A couple days leading up to that, I was pretty much not trying to fully induce labor, but I was doing walks and just trying to stay active. I knew it was around the corner, so I kind of just wanted it to happen already, but it definitely was taking its time. At that point, that night, which was technically September 20th, when I went to bed, I had a feeling that I was gonna go into labor in the middle of the night because I feel that would just be my luck and that it just wouldn't be a nice wake up, get ready, and then it would happen kind of thing. So I kind of anticipated it, but that night we went to bed and I kind of didn't expect it, especially at 12 a.m. So leading up to that, I would wake up with contractions every night in the middle of the night, more specifically around 3 a.m., and I would just go back to sleep. So woke up at 12:15 exactly, which is when I started timing my contractions. They were pretty strong and they were pretty close together, but I kind of just figured it was another false labor thing, and I kind of just tried to go back to sleep. So from 12:15 to around 1:15, about an hour, I was sitting there timing them, and they kept getting closer and closer together and then kind of spacing apart again. But they were pretty much between 5 and 2 minutes apart. It kind of was all over the place. And at 1, I kind of started realizing that this was probably the real thing. So I decided to wake my husband up and I was like, hey, I think it's time. I'm gonna jump in the shower really fast. The second that I jumped in the shower, my contractions, I was still timing them. I had my phone in the shower. They went to 2 minutes apart. My app, I'll have it linked below for you guys if you want to use it, but my app was literally go to the hospital, and I was trying to hurry up and shower and everything. I sped through everything and got out. I still managed to blow dry my hair, do my makeup. I was doing my makeup through contractions and just doing it the fastest that I could. It was pretty crazy. I am one of those people where I just wanted to just be completely ready for photos and vlogging purposes. Judge if you want. I know a lot of other people are like that too, but I just wanted to make sure I was fully ready, and also it just kind of helps me feel myself in that situation because it's just such a crazy experience. I just wanted to feel kind of put together, I guess. So I got ready super quick. We woke up my mom. She was staying here. She was gonna watch Harper when we left. So woke her up, told her everything, and yeah, we kind of just hurried. We were grabbing things. I was checking off my checklist of everything. My hospital bag was already ready to go. The baby's bag was ready to go. So was my husband's. So we just grabbed our bags, got in the car, said our goodbyes and everything. And it probably was a good thing that it did happen in the middle of the night because I wasn't able to say goodbye to Harper. I knew if I did, it was gonna be this big emotional thing for me. So I'm kind of glad that it wasn't like that, or else it would have been like hard on both of us, especially for her to say bye to us. So probably worked out that way for a reason, because I was dreading that moment so bad. I don't remember like what time exactly it was when we got into the car. It's like in my birth vlog. It was like 1 something, I believe. By the time we got into the car, my contractions were pretty intense, and I was like getting a little nervous because based off the intensity and how close they were, I knew that I was gonna have this baby like extremely fast. So we got to the hospital and we walked in. This is the part that I fully couldn't explain in my birth vlog, and it was so frustrating. So we got to the hospital. It was partly under construction. We went in through the emergency room. She kind of just like told us to like go a certain way. We started walking that way and we could not find labor and delivery. It was like a freaking maze. We were walking all over the place. We'd follow the arrows that said labor and delivery. We'd go that way. It wouldn't be there, and then we'd gone too far. We went up an elevator, went to the wrong area, and that's where you guys see my husband talking on the little intercom thing. At that point, we had a lady come through and walk us, and even she didn't know where to go because of the construction. So we were literally walking all over, back the way that we just came, back again. And at that point, I was in so much pain. My contractions were 2 minutes to, I would say even like 1 minute apart. It was like excruciating pain, and I just wanted to like get to labor and delivery. So finally, she made a phone call and we figured out that the main elevators didn't work. So we had to go through some back elevator somewhere and then go up, and we had to go through like the NICU or something. I don't know. It took forever, it felt like, to get to labor and delivery, but it probably wasn't that long. It just felt like that because I was in pain. We finally got up there. We got checked in. That felt like an eternity as well. She was like entering my insurance, and I was just like standing there like dying. I went into triage. My husband wasn't allowed in there. I got to triage. They had me do like a urine test or something, and let me tell you, that was like the hardest thing, was trying to take one of those when I was having contractions and in that much pain. I was struggling so hard. I got changed into a gown and everything so that they could check me to see how progressed I was. I honestly wanted to tell them right away just to check me in that I was gonna have the baby for sure that night. Triage took a little bit of time, and I was like kind of like annoyed with it because they were like waiting on stuff, and I was like feeling like the baby was gonna come so fast. So she came in, she checked me. I was 7 centimeters, and she was like shocked because she was like, aren't you like in a lot of pain? I'm like, yes, I'm in a lot of pain. But I guess I didn't really look like it. She checked me, I was 7 centimeters. I forgot the effacement, I don't even remember. But she was like, okay, yeah, we're gonna get you checked in. And then she left, and I sat in there for like 10 to 15 minutes. And finally they came in and they're like, okay, we admitted you. We just need you to come walk down the hall to your room. And then they grabbed my husband, we got into the room, and they told me that I had to wait at least, it was probably gonna be like an hour for my epidural. I had to get a certain amount of fluids into my system before they did it. And they also had to like run some blood work or something. I don't even remember. It was honestly like such a blur. So we got checked in. All I remember was just sitting on the edge of the bed, just like in the most amount of pain I've ever been in my life. It was so hard. It felt like an eternity. We didn't even bring our bags up or anything when we were up there too, by the way. Just sitting in there waiting for the epidural. They were like asking me some questions and doing blood pressure and all that kind of stuff. And eventually my fluids were finally ready, so they were able to page the anesthesiologist to do the epidural. At this point, this is when things just like happened so quickly. So right before he walked in, I was like on the verge of tears. I would say my pain was probably, I don't want to say 10 out of 10 because 10 out of 10 was probably when I was actually giving birth, but it was probably at like an 8.5 or a 9. I was just like at the point where I'm like, I cannot handle this pain anymore. Like I can't do it. I was like about to start crying and just like lose it because it was just so intense, and my contractions were just like one on top of the other. Like I was getting like no relief at that point. And I was also getting nervous because I knew the baby was gonna come extremely soon. So finally, the guy came in to do the epidural. I honestly barely remember that. All I remembered was that the entire time that he was doing everything, my contractions almost completely like went away. And it probably took him maybe like 3 to 5 minutes, and that entire time I was like nervous to get a contraction because I didn't want to move. But I actually didn't get any when he was giving me the epidural. I get the epidural and everything went good with that. So they were like, okay, you have to lay on your side and kind of like let it go. I remember doing this with Harper, and then they like flip you and try to get it to go on the other side. So he finished, I laid down, and as soon as I went to like lay back on my side, my water broke. And then after my water broke about 2 minutes later, like it wasn't even that much time, my midwife came in, who's been my midwife my entire pregnancy, doing all my appointments and everything. She was actually working that night, which was like such a coincidence. So it was like, it worked out perfectly. She like walked in and we were like, you know, talking a little bit. And within like 2 minutes, I was like, I think I need to push, like the baby's coming. We were like talking and everything, and you know, I had already joked with her, like we already knew the baby was gonna come fast, which is why I had an induction scheduled and everything planned the way I did, but she came earlier. So we were kind of like joking, and I think you can like kind of like hear it on like the clip or something, because I was like, yeah, I don't think we're gonna be in this room long, like we're not even gonna get to like set up, watch a movie or anything. This baby's gonna come fast. And then as soon as she checked me, she was like, yep, it's time to push. Looks like you're not gonna be able to watch that movie. I think I have that, but at that point I was in so much pain. I feel like this part, like I didn't black out, but I feel like I just like barely remember because it was just like so unbearable. And the entire time, from the time I got the epidural until Hazel was born, I think it was like 15 minutes. So in that time, my epidural did not kick in whatsoever. I felt nothing. It was in so much pain. I felt like I was like yelling, but I guess I wasn't because my doctor said that I wasn't. But it was just like so intense, and I felt like from the time that I started pushing until she came out, like I didn't stop pushing. I was just like pushing the entire time. There was no like counting or anything like that. It was just like, I don't know, it was just crazy. So I think I pushed for about 5 minutes, and then she was born. So she was born at 4:22 a.m. on September 21st. She was 8 pounds, 11 ounces. And I feel like everybody was shocked by that. I was shocked by that because Harper was 7 pounds, 3 ounces, and she was just such a small baby. And so was I. So when she came out, everybody in there was shocked, especially because I was 38 weeks. So I had her like 2 weeks early, and she was big. And yeah, let's just say I felt all of it. But the second that she came out, I'm not kidding, it was just like instant relief. Like all the pain just like went away. I felt great. I felt like myself after that. Like mentally, I was like, okay, I feel great again. So that was really awesome because when I was in pain, I just, yeah, it was intense. So my epidural pretty much kicked in just enough to probably help with like the stitching and stuff down there. I got a 1st-degree tear, but to be honest, like I barely even noticed. Recovery was super duper easy for me this time. I'll go into that a little bit more in another video. I'm planning on doing a postpartum update and everything, hopefully getting that out like a week or so after this video. I have my appointment tomorrow actually, which is exciting. Like both of my births were just so crazy to where I didn't get that time to just kind of like get checked into the hospital and like chill and relax. I barely got that with Harper, and then I definitely did not get that this time. My total labor was about 4 hours from the time I woke up at 12 until I had her. And then my time in the hospital was literally like 2. So pretty crazy experience. I did expect it to go quick, and I did expect her to come early, and I did expect it to happen in the middle of the night. But once it was actually happening, it was just like so crazy. I did not expect to not have any medication or pain relief. That was not expected. With that being said, my birth, for the most part, like I feel fine now. All the way up until like a few weeks postpartum, when I would think about it, it did kind of just like give me a little bit of anxiety. It was a somewhat traumatic experience, being in that much pain and everything happening so fast that I couldn't like fully process it. Now, like, I feel fine about it, but yeah, it was a little bit crazy and a little bit intense, and thinking about it too much, like, did give me anxiety for a while. But I'm definitely proud of myself that I was able to do everything natural. With that being said, if my birth was like drawn out, I don't think I would have been able to, because it was so quickly. I feel like, and I also didn't really have a choice. I just had to get through it. But yeah, it's definitely like, it feels like empowering. I feel like a badass, but it was intense. It's doable, but I feel like having an epidural is just like all over a better experience because you're just not in pain. But with that being said, my recovery was a lot easier. When I had my epidural with Harper, the one thing after was just, I just felt weird. I felt like I definitely took like some sort of like drug. Like, I didn't feel like myself. Recovery was a little bit harder. It was like harder for me to like get up and like move around. I felt like I literally got like hit by a truck and I just like couldn't move my body correctly. This time, since I barely had it, the second she was born, we pretty much like turned it off or whatever. Recovery was just like so much easier. I was able to like get up and move around after it wore off, and I felt great. I felt like myself. I was in my right mindset. I could like process what was going on. I felt like in the moment. And to be honest, I didn't fully feel like that with Harper for a few hours after. So that's good. Overall too, our time in the hospital was pretty good. We were able to come home after 24 hours, which is a lot faster than we did with Harper. So that was good. And yeah, it was definitely a crazy birth experience. It's just been like a crazy journey all around from the moment I got pregnant until she was born. It's just been crazy. So that is pretty much going to complete it for my birth story. Like I said, if you guys haven't watched my birth vlog, definitely go check that out so you could see all the footage of everything actually happening. If you guys like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you aren't already subscribed, make sure to hit that subscribe button and also turn on your notifications so you guys are notified every time I post a new video. Like I said, it's been a little bit harder for me to find time to sit down and film, but I do have some videos that I'm planning on doing, baby videos and stuff like that, so stay tuned for that. But thanks so much for watching, and I will talk to you guys in my next one. Bye!